Are the AI tools you're using really helping, or are they just wasting your time? In 2026, AI is dominating the tech landscape, from content creation to software development, promising to make us more productive than ever. But what if I told you that not every AI tool lives up to the hype? Some of the most popular tools today are not only overrated, but could actually be slowing you down instead of speeding you up. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the most overrated AI tools of 2026. We'll break down why these tools aren't delivering as promised and why you should be careful when considering them. Stick around to uncover the truth and learn what to avoid. 1. OpenAI Sora. The first tool on our list is OpenAI Sora. When it launched, it was hailed as the next big thing in the AI video generation. It promised to take simple prompts and transform them into cinematic quality videos, making video creation faster and easier than ever before. But here's the catch. Sora couldn't live up to its promises. Despite all the early buzz and massive investments, the tool struggled with reliability and profitability. In fact, it was shut down by OpenAI in 2026, not because of lack of interest, but because the user engagement was low and it became too expensive to operate. The videos generated were often far from impressive and didn't meet the expectations set by the hype. Users found themselves frustrated with outputs that didn't align with their goals, forcing them to redo much of the work manually. Sora is a prime example of a tool that looks flashy in demos but fails in real-world applications. While it was an interesting experiment, Sora ultimately couldn't deliver the level of performance needed to be considered a practical solution. 2. Codex. Next, we have the OpenAI Codex. Initially, Codex was marketed as a breakthrough tool capable of generating production-ready code from simple, natural language prompts. The promise was enticing. Write your project specifications, and Codex would handle the code generation. In reality, developers quickly realized that Codex often produced bloated, inefficient, and, in many cases, incorrect code. The time it saved in the initial phases was quickly consumed by the time spent fixing and debugging the output. While Codex is a fantastic tool for beginners looking to get a feel for coding, it falls short for real software projects. It's just not reliable enough for seasoned developers who need clean, efficient, and well-structured code. In short, Codex isn't the magic bullet it was once thought to be. It's better suited for educational purposes than for professional, production-grade software development. 3. GitHub Copilot. Then there's GitHub Copilot, a tool that received massive attention when it was first introduced. Copilot was marketed as a coding assistant that would suggest code snippets, complete functions, and help developers speed up their workflow. However, as more developers started using it, they found that Copilot suggestions were often far off the mark. It frequently suggested incorrect or insecure code, especially when dealing with complex tasks or niche problems. The result? Developers spent more time debugging Copilot suggestions than they saved in coding. While it can be helpful for writing basic code snippets, it falls short in more complex or high-stakes coding environments. Copilot was supposed to boost productivity, but in many cases, it ended up slowing developers down instead. If you're a seasoned developer, relying too heavily on Copilot could introduce vulnerabilities and inefficiencies into your code, making it more of a burden than a benefit. 4. Tab 9. Moving on, we have Tab 9, a popular tool position as a code completion assistant designed to make developers' lives easier. The idea was simple. Tab 9 would help developers write code faster by offering suggestions based on the context of what they were working on. In reality, though, Tab 9 often struggles with more complex tasks and less common programming languages. For simpler tasks, it may provide useful suggestions, but when it comes to professional development or handling complicated code bases, Tab 9 falls short. Its suggestions can lack relevance, especially when working with specialized languages or complex coding patterns. For developers working in dynamic, real-world environments, Tab 9 can be more of a distraction than a solution. It's great for basic coding, but when you're building something serious, it's just not reliable enough. 5. Codeium. Then there's Codeium, which is marketed as a collaborative AI coding solution. It sounds promising, right? But users quickly realize that it doesn't live up to the hype. Both the free and premium versions of Codeium often deliver off-target suggestions, that end up creating more confusion than clarity. It's not robust enough for actual development workflows, and it's nowhere near as effective as the marketing suggests. CodeDM's appeal lies mostly in its broad reach and heavy promotion rather than in any meaningful results. Developers looking for a serious tool to assist with coding will find that CodeDM doesn't offer the level of support needed for professional work. It's one of those tools that looks great on paper, but doesn't hold up when put into practice. 6. Replit Ghostwriter. We also have Replit Ghostwriter, a tool designed to be an AI assistant for Replit users, helping with coding tasks and debugging. However, Ghostwriter quickly reveals its limitations. It's a simple tool designed with beginners in mind, but when used in more professional settings, it doesn't scale well. Ghostwriter is great for beginners who need help with basic tasks, but simply doesn't have the power to assist with more complex development challenges. It lacks the depth and sophistication that professional developers require, making it another example of an overrated tool that promises more than it can deliver. If you're serious about development, you'll find that Ghostwriter can't keep up with the demands of real-world projects. Additionally, while it may offer quick solutions for small code snippets, its inability to handle large code bases or more intricate algorithms makes it less useful for real-world applications. Moreover, as a tool designed for educational purposes, it falls short when integrated into professional development workflows, where precision and versatility are key. Ghostwriter may save a bit of time for novices, but doesn't hold its ground when it comes to high-level, critical coding tasks. 7. One-shot agent tools. Another tool that's getting a lot of attention these days is the so-called one-shot agent tools. These are AI systems that claim they can fully automate entire jobs from a single vague prompt. The idea sounds revolutionary, an agent that handles everything from planning to execution, all on its own. But in practice, these tools often fall short. The outputs they generate are often too generic and misaligned with the actual task at hand, creating more work for users than they save. These agents might promise to take care of everything, but they end up producing results that need significant clarification or reworking. The lack of context and the generic nature of the output make these tools more of a burden than a blessing. They're great in theory, but are far from practical when it comes to real-world applications. 8. Prompt engineering suites. Now let's talk about prompt engineering suites, which have become a niche within the AI world. These tools claim to help users craft the perfect prompts for getting the best results from AI models. But here's the problem. Modern AI models, like GPT-4, are already capable of understanding and generating responses to natural language prompts without the need for specialized engineering. Many of these prompt engineering tools are overhyped and unnecessary. They promise to offer better results, but in reality, they add unnecessary complexity without providing any substantial benefits. With today's AI, simple prompts are often just as effective, making these tools largely redundant. 9. AI chatbots. Last but not least, we have AI chatbots like ChatGPT, which are undoubtedly impressive but not always as useful as they seem. While these chatbots can generate answers, summaries, and even provide basic assistance, many companies treat them as all-purpose productivity helpers. The reality is that chatbots are limited in scope and can only provide generic responses unless properly customized and integrated into specific workflows. Without proper training and integration, chatbots don't deliver the real-world value they promise. Companies adopting these tools often do so out of trend rather than strategy, and as a result, they fail to see a clear return on investment. Chatbots may sound like a great addition, but they often fail to live up to the hype when not used effectively. There you have it, folks, the most overrated AI tools of 2026 that you might want to avoid. While AI is revolutionizing many industries, not all tools are worth your time and investment. These tools may sound impressive, but they often fall short when it comes to delivering real-world value. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on the AI tools that actually work and how to avoid the ones that don't. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.